It's time for our segment with Peter Range. Good morning, Peter.
Buenos dias, ¿cómo estás, everybody? Good to see you.
Yeah,
I have these
I
long
don't speak
drives
Latin.
down to. I have these long drives down to Columbus, right? And so I'm like listening to how to speak Spanish. That's as far as I've got. I got mi amo Pedro, so you can call me Pedro, whatever you want. But anyway,
that's pretty good. I mean, you got a little bit of the roll of the tongue and the whole dialect thing down. That's pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So 2 hours of practice, but nonetheless. Guys, we're super excited here in the Range household because my wife is due with baby number 5 in about a week or two. I don't know when it's coming,
Yay.
but we're just super pumped. And I just can't wait to receive him. But we were at a Catholic hospital. We had to get some kind of specialty looks at the child, make sure everything's going okay and everything. We're sitting there in the lobby. And, there was a woman there, and she was on the phone kind of talking to one of her friends, and she was talking about her contraception that she had been using, and then she was upset at the particular entity that we were at because they didn't, put her IUD, her intrauterine device incorrectly, her contraception to prevent pregnancy, and so on and so forth. And I'm thinking, this is a Catholic hospital that's doing this. Why would they be doing that? Because the Catholic Church obviously stands against contraception. I mean, contraception, you're literally against the conceiving of new life. And I realized, there's a great many Catholics who use contraception and stuff, but talked about theology of the body last week as preparation for this larger conversation on the issue of contraception, which I want to kind of dive into today. And just a couple questions to, get us thinking about this topic again, to start off as we talk about this. What's the purpose of sex? What's the purpose of marriage? And how does our understanding of sex and marriage affect our view of children and ultimately of parenting? And here's the key, I think, with contraception. If you are contracepting and then you get pregnant, immediately your mindset is something went wrong because you're trying to prevent conception. You're trying to prevent the production of new life. So if you become pregnant and you're contracepting, your immediate mindset is something went wrong. When our immediate mindset, please God, for creating life or when a new life appears should be, my God, what a gift. What a gift that new life has come. And so contraception kind of gets at the heart and core of some of the issues and challenges that we have as our society, because as Jonathan Last wrote in his book, What to Expect When No One is Expecting, we have to rebuild an iron triangle which links sex, marriage, and baby making. And when that iron triangle is kind of broken down, it has deleterious effects on the rest of society, because we know that love is meant to give life. And when you look back at church history, Luther himself, he was someone who was against contraception. He wrote that how great, therefore, the wickedness of fallen human nature is. How many girls there are who prevent conception and kill and expel tender fetuses, although procreation is the work of God. Indeed, some spouses who marry and live together have various ends in mind, but rarely children. So even the founder of the Protestant revolution, if you will, was against himself contraception. You look at most of the churches, the majority of churches throughout church history, they were against using contraception as well. The Anglican Church's 1930 Lambeth Conference, however, kind of reversed some of this thinking on contraception. So delegates heard an address by a birth control advocate named Helena Wrighton on the advantages of contraception for the poor. And on a 193 to 67 vote, the conference passed a resolution stating that in those cases where there is such clearly felt moral obligation to limit or avoid parenthood, and where there is a morally sound reason for avoiding complete abstinence, other methods may be used, provided that this is done in the light of Christian principles. Well, very quickly, there was an American Protestant echo to the Lambeth Conference in 1931. The Committee on Home and Marriage in the Federal Court Council of Churches issued a statement defending family limitation and urging the repeal of laws prohibiting contraceptive education and sales. So here in the States, by 1960, when the pill was approved for contraceptive use, I mean, it just kind of took off. In 1962, as an instant hit, after 2 years, 1.2 million American women were on the pill. And then after 3 years, the number almost doubled to 2.3 million. In 1965, 5 years after the FDA approved, 6.5 million American women were on the pill, making it the most popular form of birth control in the United States. Now, the Catholic Church responds. Of course, 1968, Pope Paul VI ultimately declares his opposition to the pill in Humanae Vitae encyclical, and thus, as Pat talked about last week as well, John Paul II has the theology of the body to kind of go deeper into Humanae Vitae to kind of explain everything behind that. But by 2010, FDA still had the pill approved, but there was currently in that year over 1,000 lawsuits still pending against Bayer Healthcare Corporation because of all the deleterious effects of the pill, from blood clots to heart attacks, strokes, because of popular pills like Yasmin and other pills of that nature. Now, if you look at the use of the pill and you look at the use of contraception side by side with out of children wedlock or kids being born out of wedlock, as well as the divorce rate in the United States, you'll see around the 1960s when the pill was introduced here in the United States, which really was the explosion of contraception, the explosion then of out-of-children wedlock, and then the explosion of divorce as well. So we have to get back to the basics, understand the purpose and meaning of sex, and that includes the procreative gift which comes when we accept God's plan for marriage and sex.
Yeah,
and there's technology is moving us further away from that. There are things now where they're saying, well, no, sex will just be for pleasure. We'll create your children here and we'll make them perfect genetically. And it's kind of scary. I listened to an interview of a woman who runs that corporation. Yeah, really scary. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd invite people to look at that 1960 as well and look at our economic standing, look at violence in our country. I mean, there's so many things that you can track from that point that just went downhill from the point of the introduction of the birth control pill.
Oh, yeah, because we just that was the beginning of changing the way we view life and the way we, and in fact, in the Transhumanist a book that I just read, they talked about birth control was the first technology toward transhumanism. Very interesting.
Well, Peter, we're looking forward to this week's Say Yes to Life program. So thank you so much for bringing us this wonderful information.
Have a good one, Pete.
Hey, guys, great to be with you. And let me say, hasta luego.
Oh, yeah, and I'll speak the only Spanish I know. Bon voyage. I think that's it.
My Spanish is I pull up the window and say, I'll take a number 7.